All right. So, everybody listening, this is the very first Day Job Hack podcast. And I got Joey Babineau here with me, the founder and owner of Powerhouse Affiliate, among many other things. And my name is Bill Dorey, and I also work with Powerhouse Affiliate. So, yeah, how you doing, Joey? First podcast. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's great. Actually, this is it's new to me, so I don't know. I'm kind of excited to try it out because I know we're going to make some pretty decent content here. And I've been doing affiliate marketing since 2002, and I listen to a lot of podcasts and watch a lot of videos. And I thought it was great timing to get into it and start doing it ourselves and kind of giving the real deal outlook of affiliate marketing, or actually anything really related to making money online. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, I think we need a platform where it can be raw and we can really buckle down on what's bullshit and what's real within this industry.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody has this perspective that they want to build of themselves. But when it comes down to it, we're all just real people. And I think having a realistic platform with some nice realistic content will help people get a better grasp of, what it actually takes to be successful. So, like, I want to get some info out here. So, like, I want you to tell me, Joey, what was the very first dollar you made from the internet?
It's actually funny. Like I started way back in 2000, I think it was, or 2002. I kind of looked at it in 2000, but I really actually started doing some work in 2002. And I was actually working online while I was working an office job for, getting paid doing an office job. And there just really wasn't enough work for me at that job. So in my spare time, we'll say, I would, kind of search the internet for ways to make extra money because they weren't paying me enough. So what I started doing was I was, looking around at AdSense, like, putting ads on your website, creating a website first, which is, back then there wasn't a lot of easy tools like there is now. I mean, there was, but there wasn't as many as there are now. Like anybody really, like any idiot can set up a website really in a matter of minutes. But anyway, so I created a website around fitness and health because at the time I was sitting in an office chair and I felt, I needed to improve my health. So I just decided to set up a website about it. And when I did, I added the AdSense to it. And I thought by creating a website, I would have this miraculous amount of money, in a week or two because of all of the training I took. Said, I'll just build a website, rank it in Google, and you're going to start making money. Well, back, then maybe that sounded all great, but really I didn't make my first dollar for about, 3 or 4 months of doing this. And it's funny because nobody would go to my website. So, I had this great website about how to stay healthy and had all these AdSense on it, AdSense ads, but I didn't make any cash. So really that was the learning point. And I decided, okay, well, there's my first buck. That's great. And it wasn't that exciting. So I know you wanted a nice elaborate story on how I made a buck, but really it was painstaking.
Yeah, so it's literally just, kind of throwing together a website, throwing on AdSense, and likely waiting for organic traffic to pick up and make you a few dollars. But so in a sense, like that's pretty low entry. I mean, even today, like you mentioned, like back with the tools you probably didn't have then, it was pretty painful making a website. You had to be kind of a specialist to a degree or know somebody. But like nowadays, obviously with like ClickFunnels and even the studio, landing page studio that we have, you put together a site in no time and throw on AdSense and you probably would make money eventually. So.
Well, nowadays, I mean, you sign up to hosting anywhere like Bluehost or even our hosting, whatever. You sign up to a hosting company and there's literally a one-click feature that you can have a WordPress site set up instantly. So you basically sign up, click a button, and boom, you've got a website, right? Back then, you had to, download and install WordPress on your server. Then you had to unpack it all. And all this stuff sounds like easy to a guy that, someone that knows computers, but just unzipping a file was like, what does that even mean? Right. To me, I was just a complete noob and had no idea how to do like simple stuff like that. So I think, it's a lot easier today to get set up. There's a really low barrier of entry to getting into making money online.
Yeah. And I mean, we're talking 2002, like what was popular in 2002? Like technology was nothing compared to what it is today. So, I mean,
Yeah.
As easy as you make it sound, it was probably a lot harder than it actually.
Back then, it was like you could stuff your websites full of keywords and rank on Google because their algorithm wasn't as advanced as it is today. So you see all these old training courses rolling around still, like for $7, people peddling these shitty courses for $7 about, how you can do your on-site and off-site SEO and all this stuff. When really they're talking about these outdated methods back in 2002, which really worked well. Stuff your sites full of keywords. Well, Google is so much smarter now. Like, you can't just create content that's optimized and think you're going to rank. You got to get that out there on social media. And this is why we're actually basically doing podcasts now here, because we want to get our content out there, right? And you're not going to rank and get seen if you're not creating content daily. No matter how optimized you have your content, like those courses don't tell you the real backbone secrets, which is you got to get off your fat ass and do some work, right?
Right. Nobody wants to hear that. That's why they just pass by. Yeah, exactly. And you'll even see, like, there's a lot of these Facebook groups I've been seeing lately, and I've been kind of trying to get some guys into Powerhouse, and they're just like, if it's not free and instant, don't want it. I want the easiest, freest way to make money right now. No investment. It's just, like, you might as well just quit. Like, what are you doing?
No, exactly. There's no simple solution to it. And the funny thing is when I started actually making money back then, like, life-changing income, I call it. And life-changing income, like, it's not the 7-figure guru mansions kind of life-changing income. Like, life-changing income to anyone is any amount of money really that changes the way you live. And back then, for me, just making an extra $100 a week was like life-changing, because that paid my student loan debt, and I was able to spend an extra $100 doing something else instead of grinding away at an office chair.
Yeah, so, and I mean, it's the freedom too as well. Like, I mean, even when I started, like, the moment, I mean, I think I didn't do it as smart as you did. I think you were probably, like, how many years were you in, Joe, before you actually kind of quit the job and cut the cord?
Yeah, I spent 12 years actually working for government. And I mean, I did all the work they wanted me to do. I wasn't the most motivated because I knew it was just a trading time for money, right? And for me, I didn't like that lifestyle. I don't like the idea of trading time for money. Basically, I want to be able to make money when I'm sleeping, and that was what I saw when I saw the potential of making money online. I was totally into it, because you can actually make money when you're sleeping if you have it set up properly and you have traffic coming in when you're not working on it. But
the problem with that is when I have traffic running while I'm sleeping, I don't sleep.
That's funny. I wanted to compare actually affiliate marketing to real estate, because it's so the same thing. And the reason why I know this, because I actually just started taking a lot of the money that I make from affiliate marketing and putting it into real estate projects, because I like to diversify, right? So I don't want to have everything all in one basket, but I love doing affiliate marketing, and I hate the idea of going to work or going to another building to do something and having to be there to do something else when I'm so used to just walking downstairs, getting a coffee, and jumping into my own chair and working on my computer, right? Like, this is great. I don't want to change that. So that's why I guess I developed the idea of, I tossed around the idea of setting up brick and mortar stores and stuff like that with the extra funds. But then I thought of real estate, and real estate is actually quite the same, especially nowadays. It's like building properties. So you're building a property. Like, I'm building a property right now, and if you look at it, it costs $100,000 for the land, and then $75,000 down payment, and you get, at the end of the day, I'll have a property worth $500,000, and it's making about 10% of my cash investment back per year. So I'm making about 10. I don't know. 10, like I said, the amount of cash I put in, I'm making back about 10%. So it's not super great ROI, but it's one of those investments that is going to make money. But I do have to get off my office chair sometimes and walk out of my basement and go collect rent, or I have people mowing the lawns and stuff like that. But anyway, in a sense, it's residual. And I built the property from scratch, but it took me 6 months to build it, right? And it cost $170,000. Now, if I took that same $170,000 and invested it into an online property in 6 months, would I make back, 10% of that each year? I'd probably actually make 10 times that in an online property if you do it properly. If you know how to build an online property properly with $170,000, you can actually build a better property, and it'll be something that actually lasts forever, and you're going to have a ton of traffic, and you'll be able to invest that money into traffic and make your returns through your affiliate commissions. So I know, you're like, okay, so why would you build a property offline if you can make all that money online, right? And I guess it comes down to diversification. But I guess that's the way I'm going, is I'm using affiliate marketing to fund other projects, but affiliate marketing will always be like one of those things I just love doing, because it's like building something that'll last forever.
Of course. And I mean, one of the things too to think about with, like you mentioned with the real estate, like you probably aren't going to get the same return on your money in the same time frame as you would online. I mean, online's a little more lucrative just because of the nature, but with your real estate, I mean, that's actually, in a sense, I know you still have to get off your ass and go collect rent, but outside of that, it's residual. You're literally just, you've put your money down, you've set it up, and now you're just going to collect. Now with online, obviously you're going to have a better return, but me and you both know it. We wish it was easy as just collecting online. There's a lot more to it, of course, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, you can't just go and build a property. Like I said earlier, like when I first started, I thought I could just build the property and all of a sudden I'm going to start getting traffic. That's the key, is you have to be able to get traffic to your website cheaper than what you're getting in return from your visitors, right? So that's why a lot of people focus on long-term. Like, a lot of the training out there will say how quick you can make this money, but in reality, anybody that falls for that is they're not really. I guess what I'm saying is, it takes a long time to build something. It took me, 8 months to build a property, but it's going to take you a year or two to build an online property that gets actual free organic traffic.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to build content
100%.
And distribute it online, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's almost becoming, it's like a digital real estate in a sense, if you want to put it that way, because you're building an online presence. And as much as you would own an address, you also own a domain, and that domain name, is going to have value based on what you built around that audience. So, I think as time goes on, you may even see digital property being much, much more valuable than any offline property potentially. So
yeah, and I mean, like, there's no asset there in a sense. People think there's no asset. I guess it's just like, how can I sell a website, right? But there, like, you see websites being sold every single day on Flippa for 50, 100 grand, 200 grand, millions sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And so if you build your site and you make it sellable by making good content, and having actual backlinks and having people that actually come to your website, you have an email list. That is definitely something that people want to buy. There's always somebody willing to buy it. Just like I can sell my property here. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be mine. Nobody can build there because I have the domain, which is the land, right?
Right. And it's also in a sense about brand awareness, because like online, it's never been really cheaper to expose yourself to the world. I mean, if you really think, 20 years ago, I mean, the only means you had was television and radio. And if you didn't have an in or a contract with the people that owned that infrastructure, nobody was going to know who you were. I mean, you could go to print maybe if you want to get into like flyers and stuff like that, but even still, you're using somebody else to set up an infrastructure. And nowadays, anybody can pick up a phone and use any one of the social media platforms and get brand awareness, and it's something that I find a lot of businesses are kind of reluctant to move toward. They say all this online stuff, we're going to stick to what we know, but I really feel like they should be investing in online realty and online space and online content, because I think in a very short period of time, we're not even going to be able to purchase anything but online. So it's going to be a rat race I see coming with a lot of these companies.
And the beautiful part about affiliate marketing is the fact that the barrier to entry is so low. Like, and I mean, it's to me, I call it the entry point of making money online, because for anybody that wants to make money online, they're always looking for, like, when I first started, for example, I searched online how to make money. There's like millions of pages online talking about different things and different schemes and different, multi-level marketing, all this crap, right? And the one thing that is so simple in a concept where you're just an affiliate, you're basically selling someone else's product and getting paid a commission. There's no fancy scheme behind it. You're basically getting a link. People click on that link, buy something, and you get paid, right? It's so simple. You don't have to own the product. You don't have to ship it. You don't have to set up your own Shopify store and build out all these products and source them from China, all that stuff, right? I'm not saying those are bad business models, like the Shopify thing, but what I'm saying is anybody that wants to start making money online and has no idea where to start, my number one suggestion is start as an affiliate marketer, so you can understand how to get traffic. And that, if you don't understand how to get traffic, you can't make money online.
No, it really is, whoever has the traffic has the power. And one thing I kind of realized is how much affiliate marketing isn't marketing, but sales. Like, I find marketing gets thrown around a lot, but if you're an affiliate marketer and you're running offer from a CPA network, you're doing sales. The marketing's being done by the branding to a degree. But I guess the more that you kind of get into the sales aspect of it, because like I said, if you get on Facebook and you become somebody that's proficient on Facebook, Google Ads, native, and any new platform that's coming out here, it doesn't matter what products on the other end. If you understand how to test and generate sales with these platforms, you can sell anything. So that's where I find the value really is in starting out, like you said, affiliate marketer being the number one, because you can always carry those skills.
It's funny because yesterday I had lunch with my father-in-law, and he's doing really well in marketing. He's got a huge network of people that he works with, and he's one of the top earners in Canada. Anyway, so we had lunch, and we were talking about selling things online, right? And it always came down to, like, he asked me, so how do you, like, what are you selling? I'm just like, and at the end of the day, and at the end of the conversation, it was basically, it doesn't matter what I'm selling. It's all I know is how to sell, right? And I can sell anything, because I can just basically, if you know how to target and you know how to find your target market and you know how to get those people to look at a web page, then you can sell anything. Right.
Well, it's essentially so
it. Like, it didn't matter. Like I was just telling him, I guess, the concept of getting traffic. And so that's where, like you said, the people that know how to get targeted web traffic to a page about a product are the ones that are winning.
Yeah. And you can literally cut and paste any product and page. And as long as you know how to drive that audience. And I mean,
the beautiful thing about being an affiliate is when you get on a network, you see 300 or 400 offers available that you can test, right? You find one that works. Why do you have to keep being an affiliate? Just create your own damn product.
Right.
Right. You already know how to sell it. You can sell anything now. Now you're ready to become a product owner. You're not ready yet if you just are starting. So that's why I wonder why people start with a Shopify store. To me, that you're working backwards. You start a store, you create the store, and you're like, yes, made a store, but you have no idea how to get traffic.
Right. So, that's it. And then you're literally, what you're doing at that point is following every guru ever that's telling you that, oh, you can get traffic on Amazon, you can get traffic through eBay, you can get traffic through Facebook and this and that, but they're not telling you how to use those platforms properly.
Yeah, the thing is, they might be right. You can get traffic there, but people are building this big store first. So they're putting all this time and effort into building a store, and then they realize, okay, I can get traffic from there. So they start getting traffic, and all of a sudden they realize, maybe I can't get the traffic for super cheap. When all they had to do is go sign up to an affiliate network and test a few different products. Like that's why I'm still an affiliate. Anything I want to test first. If I had an idea, like a big brain idea of selling whatever, like a drone, we'll say, I want to sell drones online. Well, why don't I just go test a drone from an affiliate network first and see if I can actually get traffic to it and how much it costs? What are my costs going to be online for that ad? Is it going to convert with their pages? If it does, well then, okay, now maybe I'll start looking at sourcing my own drones.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, I don't know how many people that have been following Powerhouse have kind of watched, but Joey and I've actually started, and another gentleman as well that we work with here named Adam, we're starting something called Homegrown Kings. And what that is a grow store. So essentially, this epiphany that we kind of had over the last little while is, like, you know what, we're testing, we're running all these offers, we're selling all these products, everything's great, but why aren't we selling our own products? And, you see all these Shopify gurus, they've been around forever, and it's been in my face, and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with Shopify. It's all bullshit. And I was wrong. I was completely wrong. And the more I started to look into Shopify, the more I realized, like, typically, if you want to be an advertiser and have your own product, you're going to have to get processing. You need to accept credit card payments and other payments forms, whether it's PayPal, whatever. That's not something that anybody can do. There's a higher barrier of entry where you have to have certain things in a row in order to accept processing, let alone anything else. So with Shopify, literally anybody can start selling products and accept payments. So it's like, what am I doing here? Because I mean, it's great getting paid a CPA, but everything past that sale is where the majority of the money is, with these repeat customers, with upsells, with everything else. So
needless to say, you get a large email list of buyers that you can bring to any traffic platform pretty much. Well, right now, Facebook mainly, but every platform is getting more and more advanced, and those email lists are becoming extremely powerful.
Yeah, and exactly. And I mean, the way that, like you just mentioned, the guys are doing it backwards. And I realize that because everybody that's jumping into this Shopify fad has no marketing experience. And they're all kind of just following these paths that, gurus or whomever put before them. Well, I'll set up my Shopify, I'll do X, Y, and Z, and I'm great. And it's like, no, that's not the case necessarily. Like the CPA model is beautiful, except for let's cut out the advertiser and let's just put in a Shopify platform, right. Like it doesn't need to be scrapped. You know what I mean? So if you have the ability to convert a CPA offer, then you're probably, I don't know, ahead of 50% of the people that just want to run Shopify because you know how to generate the sale first.
Exactly. And that's why I call affiliate marketing basically the entry point, because the entry point for getting into making money online, basically, because it's basically the end point when you think about it in terms of the whole funnel of where it starts. So let's just say every time you make $1 online, someone at the end of the day, for the most part, like this is the general rule of thumb, somebody is buying something eventually, okay, and somebody else is selling it to them. So it all starts with a product, right? Whether it starts at the factory, and then it comes through to, like, let's use China as an example. So it comes through the, it's shipped over from China into the US or Canada or North America or wherever country you're at, comes into your country. And then it's, processed through a fulfillment center or whatever it is. Maybe you send it out to the customers yourself. All of this bank processing is set up so that you get collecting payments. You also have your support team set up so that you can reply and respond to customers. All of this is set up first before you can even start selling something to someone else. You come in as an affiliate now, and you skipped that whole frigging process, okay? You're basically coming in right at the point where you can start selling immediately, okay, and start making money. It's just so simple. And then once you know how to sell it, and you've started to see that you can get traffic to this, that's when you start cutting out all of the middlemen, piece by piece by piece, okay? That's when you say, okay, maybe I can source the product myself, or maybe I'll source it from the same person that I'm selling it from, or whatever. You start looking at the pieces of the puzzle, and you start slowly eliminating each piece, if that's what you want to do. Some people just stay an affiliate forever. I love being an affiliate because it's the lazy man's approach to making money online. It's perfect for me.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that you see with a lot of affiliates is, like, it's such a dynamic, not a very long term. I guess I don't know what the word would be necessarily, but yeah, you're going to make some money for some time, but nothing lasts forever, unfortunately. But what you'll see a lot of these guys do, if you did go into a Shopify situation, and if you know that, let's say, obviously everybody knows now, we can say it, is gadgets is the big thing. Everybody's selling gadgets. It's this e-com bubble that's kind of occurring. So, if you have a gadget store, that can encompass 500 different potential CPA offers or something equivalent to that. So like at the end of the day, maybe you did ride that drone hype and you cashed in big, you got in at the right time. Now drones, nobody gives a shit about drones, but guess what? Your gadget store brand is still intact and you can still attack it from another level. On the other scenario, if it's a CPA, they cut that offer. They say, guess what? Nobody wants drones. Nobody's buying. We're going to pause the offer. Well, you have nothing. You're going to go back to the drawing board and try to find something similar.
Exactly. And that's the thing with affiliate marketing. If you're not building something that's evergreen and you're doing the buy, like there's two approaches to affiliate marketing, in my opinion. There's the evergreen model, which a lot of these guys are doing. Look at Miles Beckler. I see a lot of his content. That's an example. He's doing affiliate marketing, but he's doing it with evergreen content. He's doing it in the make money realm. He makes a ton of money, I'm sure. He has a lot of great content online. And so he's building a long-term business by creating a ton of content, right? And this is a model that works. And you're always going to have something evergreen, and there's always going to be products that you can pitch in that niche itself. Then there's the other approach to affiliate marketing. And so that model, the first, that's the long-term game plan. You're not going to make money tonight. You're not going to make money tomorrow. You're not going to make money for about 6 months to a year doing it that way. But it's going to be something that's going to last you a lot longer. So it's your patience level. How much patience do you have? Do you want to wait that long to make money, or do you want to do it fast? So let's talk about the fast approach. And the fast approach has a lot more risks involved because you're now buying traffic, and it's called the smash and grab. I call it the smash and grab because, for example, I'll find a CPA offer that's converting like mad. It's awesome. I smash it. I just run it on every platform I can find. I'm converting. I don't care about my ROI so much. I'm just trying to get as much conversions as possible. I'm obviously I want to be positive ROI, but I'm just going as fast as I can before anyone else can kind of take over, and then all of a sudden it's going to be saturated. It will be saturated every single time you do this method. It gets saturated, and eventually you have to move on. So what do? You take that cash you made and you invest it in new stuff. That is why I build offline real estate properties or buy offline real estate properties. I go in for the smash and grab. I buy a ton of traffic to these CPA offers, and then I take that cash and invest it elsewhere, which is precisely why you and I and Adam started thinking about, okay, let's start building one of those long-term game plans where we don't have to smash and grab. Let's build some properties that are going to last forever, and just kind of, be out there and making money, where the smash and grab approach is great, but it's getting harder and harder.
I've noticed, like, there's been this whole cliche quote that's been going around forever, and it's like, affiliate marketing is dead, wink. And everybody, it's a play on words because obviously it's not dead, but you want to be quiet about what method you're doing because, like Joey mentioned, it's going to become saturated. As soon as somebody sees that you have success, I mean, look at the spy tools that are out there. I mean, everybody loves them. They're great to use until they're, exposing your campaign to 100 other affiliates or 1,000 other affiliates.
Exactly. And worst off, you have affiliate managers on your CPA networks, and that's the worst, man. Affiliate managers that share other affiliates' campaigns, right? It's such bullshit. I was running a campaign one time, doing super awesome, and then all of a sudden the next day, or whatever, a couple weeks in, my asshole affiliate manager sends a fucking message to the whole network, telling them how I was doing it, and I was so pissed. And anyway, I obviously stopped working there. But it's shit like that really pissed me off. So I got out of that network. But that's the thing and that you're going to deal with as an affiliate, right? Unless you're running a product. If you're doing the smash and grab approach, those are the things you're going to have to deal with. If you're doing the long-term game plan where you're building a website that's going to have long-term traffic from organic traffic, like social media, you're going to have a real brand, then you don't have to worry about that because nobody can copy you. It's who's going to go out and copy somebody that spent 2 years building a website and getting all this brand recognition? Nobody.
well, to interrupt you, Joe, we did have somebody do that to us actually with Powerhouse. We found our weekly newsletters all over their blog.
Oh, right. You used an automated software. Like so duplicate, so it was just a complete waste of his time. But
so to fill everybody in, somebody actually went out and decided to rip every piece of content that was public facing on our blog site. and they had this other affiliate marketing, brand training, whatever, and they were building a funnel and, you know, sending you the training, whatever else, but they were literally just scraping content from our site and using it as their own. So you could even see where it's like, you know, posted by Bill Dorey. So I contacted him anyway, and he tried to play stupid about it, and I kind of set him straight, and it's done with. But people do that from time to time, unfortunately.
They try, but it's even if they try, it's not going to work, because Google is so smart now that it's all duplicate content. They're not going to get rankings. They're going to waste their time. They probably bought some stupid guru course that told them to do that, right? Or they read it in a black hat forum thinking this is a great method. And, you know, they'll spend months of their life doing it and realize that it was just a complete waste of their time. It's funny.
Like with affiliate marketing being dead, like, yeah, it's not dead. And for the longest time, it's been anything but dead. It's been thriving, and that's what the joke is. You know, affiliate marketing is dead. But over the last little while, I wouldn't say it's dead. I wouldn't even say it's dying, but it's definitely changing the way that things are done. And
absolutely,
it's becoming more about the traffic sources like Facebook and understanding them in depth. Like, if you have spare time to play a phone game, go fuck with Facebook ads. Just get into it, man. Dive in, set up some stupid ads. It doesn't matter. The more you familiarize yourself with that platform or any other big platform, I mean, Google's not going anywhere anytime soon. Search traffic is great. Get in there, play with it. And it's not easy and it's not fun, but what it's going to do is leverage you in a position that, whether it's a CPA offer, whether it's your own product, or what, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to be able to sell it, right?
Exactly. And yeah, the things are changing so much in affiliate marketing, because what's changing most for me that I find in the last 5 years is the quality of the offers that you can run now. Most of the traffic networks, I mean, obviously you got places like Rev Content or Content Ad or MGID, which will pretty much let you run anything. But the quality of traffic just isn't there. When you start to go on Facebook and Google, in order to get those places to not ban your accounts, you need to have good quality products, and you need to have good quality. They're getting better and better at detecting when their users are not having a good time with your ads. So that is the biggest change, because before you could just set up an ad about any shitty CPA offer. It didn't matter how scammy it was getting ran and you could crush it. Nowadays, you got to be more selective. That's why you see a ton of networks now focusing on white hat offers like drones, like fidget spinners last year, 2 years ago, air conditioners, all physical products that actually, well, some of them suck still, but for the most part, a good business owner will test products and put them on CPA networks, and that gives you the opportunity to actually set up ads and run them without getting your accounts banned. You're not going to make nearly as much money as you would have running those black hat shady methods back in the day, but you're still going to make money. And it's going to give you a broader perspective, especially if you focus on Facebook and use their pixel tracking and all that stuff that we talk about in depth, obviously, on Powerhouse Affiliate.
And I mean, the thing, like you mentioned, like before, like now the platforms, in a sense, they're getting a lot more picky with content. And the problem coming into all this is the affiliates and the marketers, which really originate from a lot of guys that were hackers and other technical aspects of the internet. They were always miles and miles ahead of the platforms. You know what I mean? There was always exploits and different things you could do to leverage yourself in a way that it's not beneficial for the platform or Google. But guess what? You're going to make a shitload of money when you do it. Google's going to figure it out. They're going to patch it or change it or whatever. And then, you know, the guy on that end is going to go ahead and find another way and another exploit. But we're getting into this era where I almost feel like the platforms have caught up to, you know, like they have guys just as smart working on their end and fixing these exploits and these different things. And we're getting into an era where it's like there's no faking it. You can't run into a gray or black hat campaign as easily as you could before. Now, you know, like just do it the way it's supposed to be done. And I find it is a good thing, because these platforms, the more that they're focusing on actually having good content and quality content, the higher quality the traffic is. You know what I mean? You're going to sell more. So it's a win-win in a lot of ways, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree totally. Okay, so I guess we're running up on 35 minutes here, so maybe we'll call it quits on our first podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed that discussion. Now, we're going to have future podcasts, obviously. This is our first. We're just testing it out, seeing the quality. But if you want to join in, please, or subscribe, just subscribe either where you see this podcast or you've seen clips of it, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, or go to powerhouseaffiliate.com and sign up to our free training. And then you can join us through there. You'll get our messages through our newsletters and all that kind of stuff. So I guess we'll call it on quits on this one, and then our next topics we'll share with you what we're going to talk about and where we're gonna go in the future. Again, thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you soon.